All right, so this is Tyreek Rico DaBear for the Bear Facts podcast. I'm back with you for another edition of Tales from the Afterlife. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, the Bear Facts podcast. Hit that like button, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. When it dings, that means I just uploaded some new content for you to check out and get the latest. Check us out on IG at DaBear Canvas Tattoo Studio. We're still trying to establish the studio. There's a lot of stuff going on. I just released an update on that, but you know, I'm going on about this segment. DM me for all orders. It helps us. You can see all the products. I'm still putting out products multiple times a week, as much as I can. Once my IG's back up, because I'm still going to keep creating. I'm an artist, but by trade, I'm a therapist. Whatever. I'm just not making any profit off my art. Like, you know, I'm just not. So, not online sales. I've made sales, not many, but I made some face-to-face sales. I've attempted to do some street vending and stuff like that at different times, but like the one spot I was going to was shut down. Somebody stole my card, so I can't really get nowhere. And then there's other things. But I'm trying to think. Like I said, in this Tales from the Afterlife, I'm going to be talking about, I don't know, this is just sometime in 2002. The next two stories I'm going to be telling both involve my ex-girlfriend. I'm going to show a picture of my ex-girlfriend. Just so you can shoot. It's not a delusion. And people with delusions, I don't really care about what your delusions is. This is a picture of my ex-girlfriend. Yeah, she's a white lady. This, I was going to look for, this is a picture in 05. The one in the middle is my ex-sister-in-law. But I don't know if she wants to be on there. So that's, this picture was taken in 04, I believe. So that's her there in 04. That's me there. This is the one. I don't want to say certain things, but yeah, I mean, so this is the 04 ex-girlfriend. This is the same girl in 2022. Now, so maybe I shouldn't, but I don't care. It's true. It's the truth. I'm not. It's a good thing. These are good things. So, all right. So in 2002, I was living in Florida. Now, when I first moved down there, first, let me give the disclaimer. These are tales of triumph and cautionary tales of life. You got to go through things to get places sometimes. Like if you go elementary, high school, college, workforce, then please do that by all means. Like sometimes you got to take some setbacks. Sometimes you got to learn some hard lessons, and sometimes you just gotta, I don't know. I can go in the soliloquy, I'm not going to. But, you know, being with her really helped change my life. Like, like, I felt like we understood each other on the same wavelength. I've had great relationships all across the board. I feel, even though I've been single for like 10 years, I feel like all my relationships have been good and great. No matter the length, it's just, except for maybe the last situation, which was very weirdly weird. And that's like the longest person I've known out of people I've fallen in love with. But it's a whole situation I'm not going into. But so like I say that because, like I say, you go through things. You have to have the lived experience to have the experience to learn from the experience to then teach from the experience. But in the entertainment purposes, I gotta say certain things because people getting canceled out here for bogus reasons, and and I'm not trying to wish my ex any malice or whatever. Like I don't want it to affect her. When she sent me that picture, she told me she was single, so I'm hoping it won't affect relationship she's in. I don't know. I'm sure some chick popped up the next day and was like, you're kind of cute. I don't know. I'm not saying that my ex is a lesbian. I don't know. I know she's single. Like, my phone shut down not soon after that, too. But anyway, so in 2002, I was down in Florida and I was chilling. We was chilling. Like, I was looking back recently, and it was like that time in Florida, that year and a half. I always called it sunny Florida, and I was like, yeah, I mean, that was one of the best times of my life. One, like, you know, I went to state college for 2 weeks, and that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. That was different for me. Like at that point in time, I was like 20, and I was used to like the block fun, like that state college trip. Like, you know what I mean, it was eye opening, and like, you know what I mean. But I'm in Happy Valley. I'm in PA. I'm outside Philadelphia, so it is what it is. So anyway, so when I got with her and moved down there, like it was like I was looking back on it because I always said that was a good period of time, but now I'm looking back at it like in the situation I'm in, outrunning this blacklist cancel culture. It's like that when I moved down there, it was like this is the first time I'm not smoking reefer, I'm not selling reefer, and before selling reefer, this is the first time I'm not getting into any trouble. No trouble in school, no trouble in the legal world, the court systems. And it's like I said, I moved down there right after turning 22. So I'm like 2 months off of 21. You get what I'm saying? No, I think I moved down there. I moved down there right after I turned 21. Like, so I'm like 3-4 months out off of turning 21. So I'm still 21 at this time. So, I guess this is summer of 2002. I've been down there probably, like 4 months at this point. I know it's got to be fall of 2002, I guess, a fall weekend of 2002. So I've been down there probably like 3/4 of the year or some stuff like that. So I'm down there, and we're chilling, and like, you know, all I know is selling drugs and marijuana. But at the same time, like I said, it was good because it was the only time. But then when I came back into the same situation that I've been outrunning this whole time and got in different trouble. But I've been staying clear of trouble for 20 years because of that. But so toward the end of the year, she had this homie, and I'm not going to go into a lot of wild stories about. There's nothing involving him. It was just, you know what I mean. And all the stories is primarily me. I'm gonna tell a story in another segment but I was there for it. But anyway, so I was down there, and like, you know what I mean, like. One of her friends had graduated the year before she did, and he went down to a school in Miami, a university in Miami. So I'm sitting there like, you know what I mean, she on the phone with him, I guess, and I'm in the background like, oh, Miami a spot for connects, like they cigarette boat shipments. I'm like, yo, tell him to come down. All right, tell him we coming down to grab some work. And she like, all right. And then like he like, yeah, I know the connects down here. Like, yeah, man, let's just come down, come through. Now I don't know if they had no side conversation, or I don't know if he was just on some bullshit and just wanted to see her. I don't know, us or whatever. Cause I had only met him. No, I had met him like I think the first weekend I got down there, and then we went to Disney World together. Cause whatever. But I ain't chill with him that much. But that was like her homie down there. I guess that was her homie. It was just him. And this Puerto Rican joint. The Puerto Rican joint we spent more time with. She was cute. Like, yeah, I mean, my chick at the time was cool, or at least she said she was, but she later revealed some things that it was like, well, why you ain't just say that? Why you ain't just say that? But anyway, I'm playing. So, we went down there. I know we went down there. It was like, yeah, I mean, one of them dormitory, like, it looked like one of them rap video self projects in, like, Florida with the low rises, but with the balconies that you can walk around the low rise with. And that's how the dormitory looked, or maybe he lived in projects and was going to school. I don't know. That's how, I know he was in school, so that's how it just seemed like that, looked like that. Even pulling into the parking lot, which wasn't unfamiliar for me, it was intimidating, but that's what I'm painting a picture. That's what it looked like. Like, have you ever seen the Rick Ross, Ace Hood, Cash Flow, DJ Khaled, I think, and then like a couple other, maybe Rick Ross Jones, like that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. But so anyway, we pulled in. I think we stood outside for a while busting up. I don't know if I smoked the L outside. I don't know. But then we went in. The boy was like, "Yeah, we gonna get to work." I don't know. We started like I guess I took a couple. I was definitely smoking something. I remember smoking something, and I know because I know I took a couple of shots of something, but I wouldn't have been that nice. But I was basically fisheye. Like if you've seen the Missy Elliott video, Busta Rhymes video with the fisheye lens, like that's how it was. It was like because I wasn't really smoking when I was down there, so it was like, you know what I mean. But I was nice, and so I probably had a couple of shots of something. And we were playing spades, and for some reason, like I know how to play spades, but for some reason, I'm like, huh, what? So I knew I was nice. Like, I don't even remember. Like, I don't know if it was like I was too messed up. I'm pretty sure my ex didn't know how to play spades, so I think they were explaining it to her. But I don't know if the other two motherfuckers didn't know how to play spades either. It's just like, I don't know. It was a confusing spades game, but I think it was hot as hell. I remember riding down Alligator Alley on the way down there, but yeah, I mean. So anyway, I don't know. We spent the night. We slept on the floor. I think I got up and I didn't feel good, but like, yeah, I mean, we never met with a connect. We ended up going to the beach, not South Beach, but we went to the beach in there. We did our thing in the ocean. We live like an hour north of Clearwater. Now, Clearwater water was like super clear. Like you could be up to your shoulders, and I'm 6'5" and see your toenails. Like you get what I'm saying. So that was clear water. When I went to Miami. That was some clear shit. Like I ain't never. I'm used to like Jersey Shore. Like it's mostly green and brown. I don't know. This was like this 2000. Like I said, this like 2002, and it's like I ain't never seen water this clear. I ain't even know it existed on the earth. I'm not trying to shit on Jersey Shore. That's all I was used to. And now I'm seeing stuff with like Greek areas, and that should look like a fucking mixed drink, and it looked like moohoo smoothies type. I don't know, blue chocolate milk. That should be crazy. It don't even just be turquoise. That shit look thick and like fucking milkshake delicious. I don't know. It's just water. It's weird. I don't know. But anyway, so the ball never came, or the ball never showed up, so it was like a wasted trip. But we got to have sex in the ocean, so it was fun. I know we came back and I had the money to grab, I guess, a half, maybe more, because that's supposed to be when it comes in. Now again, this is 2002, so this was a long time ago. This is over 20 years ago. That was 21 years ago. Whole grown person. But we ended up coming back to Clearwater and renting a hotel room, and it had this big like bay window and then the balcony and shit like that, and you could see with the money I was going to use to buy to work. So that was that. But it's different stuff. Like I remember when we moved back up here, and I talk about catching that charge. We were out somewhere riding around. We were doing what we were doing. I got out the car, some shit popped off. I shot a warning shot in the air, and the ball ran off, and I ran off. And then I hopped back in the car, and that's the real story. Like I got out the car. That's the real story. It's not embellished, no bullshit. Like no embellishment, no bullshit. Like I got out the car, she stayed in the car. I walked around the corner, kept walking. The ball was sitting on the bench outside this water ice spot. I don't know. It popped off, and he started running. I started running, but he was in front of me running, and I'm like, he was in between me and my car. I didn't think that. I don't know what I was thinking, but I know I didn't know that I was going to fire that firearm until I took the safety off. So it's like, and I fired in the air, and like I said, just like when I fired in the air, he verved off and ran a different direction. I still ran a different direction. I like stumbled down a hill into a trolley track area, and then jumped the gate and got back in the car. But I say all that because like I'm saying, like we got charged. There was a major charge that we got charged with, but like the whole thing is like when we got to, I guess, the precinct, whatever you want to say, it was like, my whole concern is like, yeah, I mean, I was basically by myself, acting alone. Like, I wasn't thinking premeditation at this time, but like, my whole thing about pointing that out is because like my girlfriend was hit with conspiracy. Now, again, this is something I evaluated probably last year. And then other things that I evaluated with while I was upstate talking to somebody. But at the same time, like when I say that it wasn't premeditated, like I had no idea I was going to take that safety off the gun and shoot in the air until that moment. That me and my girlfriend wasn't in the car conspiring. I didn't even know the boy. So like, yeah, I mean, I didn't know the boy from nothing. So it's not like I was just, conspiring to do anything to this boy. It just popped off and we both ran different ways. And like I said, no Jay-Z stuff. Like in my past, I've seen dudes get views exposed to the curb. Nobody says a word. Like, So, and I've had other people that in my personal life that did way worse. And it's like, nobody even called the cops. Like, throughout my life, I ain't gonna say often, but I've heard gunshots from Southwest across the creek, and it's like, I don't ever hear sirens. I'm not trying to show them cops or nothing, but they not called. Even though they police station right down the block. I heard the shots. But don't be offended if you're on my podcast. I'm just saying, like, I've heard gunshots, and I'm like, but at this point, I'm probably already went into detail about the cops speeding around the corner while we were driving off, and it being 2 cops from every borough from the Philadelphia airport to the top of West Philly, which is not that close. But the reason why I say that is, like I said, like, all right, so the things I've come to understand is certain things I'm not going to get into, and then this that I will get into, that, especially because I got limited time. When it comes to the premeditation, and then, like I said, all right, which I'm looking at now last year is like, all right, so the right to remain silent, I didn't exercise that right. My whole thing is like, at that time going to the precinct, it's like, all right, well, I wasn't in the car. It was like, I wasn't thinking the terminology premeditated, but I was thinking like she had nothing to do with it. She was in the car. Like, she was in the car. It was between me and him. Let her go. She good. Like, but they charged me what they charged me with because of, I'm guessing, me talking to the boy and telling him what happened. And like, I know that for a fact because I told the boy what happened. And he got real excited and was like, so what's going to happen is he said, I can charge you with whatever is in the statute that fits. Now, that should be good because I'm pursuing these cases. And if that's the case, like, not only is it, like, if it's 5 sentences, like, I know to quote stuff in college and academics, you can quote up to 250 words from some other source. That's like a page. Now I'm sitting here telling you, with that in mind, now I'm just thinking of this now, with that in mind, I'm coming up on these Jones, and I've already proven your guilt, so it shouldn't be no, I just haven't presented anybody anyway. So, the boy says, like, if it got, like, a sentence in the statute, I can throw it at you and see what sticks, and it's like, what, huh? That's my reaction, like, when he said he was going to charge me with attempted murder, I was like, huh? But, all right, so like I said, like, I guess if I would have never said nothing, then it would have been like, we would have to investigate. And then, but since I said something, it was like, But at the time of saying nothing, I never thought anything about my chick being involved in nothing like that. But my thinking was like, if I get found guilty, if I get, whatever happened to me, like, But as long as she go home, this is why we at the precinct. This is the night they bring us in after the incident. It's like, as long as she go home, like, I'm good, like, But no, what happened was we spent the night there, and then in the morning they took us off to the county, and we both sat in there for 30 days. We went to like the preliminary hearing or some shit like that, and they dropped her bail and they decreased mine, and then I came home. But there's more to the story, but I'm gonna end that and start a part 2. Like, comment, subscribe, DaBear Facts Podcast. Check out that part 2, Tales from the Afterlife. Check me out on DaBear Canvas Tattoo Studio on IG. We're still trying to reach grand opening. There's still some other entities that we're trying to promote on the joint. Prom season's coming up. Graduation season's coming up. Wedding season's coming up. Bar mitzvahs, summer parties, we do cookouts. I'm skate promos, like, you know what I mean? Hit me in them DMs.